Looking for the best gaming CPU and not sure which one actually gives you the smoothest experience for the money? In this ranking, we are going from the weakest option in this group all the way up to the Gaming King, so stay with me because the top pick still makes a huge difference where it counts. Starting at the bottom of this list, we have this chip. Now, calling it the weakest here does not mean it is weak in general. It just means the competition is brutal. This processor still earned a strong reputation for delivering gaming performance that came surprisingly close to premier parts in its class, and that is exactly why it is still relevant today. What makes it interesting is how well it balances speed and value. You get a hybrid design with a healthy core count, strong boost clocks, and enough muscle to keep modern games feeling quick and responsive. In real-world gaming, this chip built its reputation by giving gamers a lot of the experience of a more expensive flagship without forcing them to stretch the budget quite as far. That is the kind of part that makes you say, "Do I really need more than this?" The catch is simple. This is the oldest processor in today's lineup, and age shows when you compare it with the newer AMD chips and the flagship Intel part above it. It does not have the gaming-focused cache trick of the X3D model. It does not have the same efficiency profile as the newer Ryzen parts, and it simply cannot keep up with the higher ceiling of the top contenders here. So while it is still good, it is the easiest one to outgrow if you are chasing the best gaming result possible. Who should buy it? I would say this is for the gamer who wants strong performance and does not need to be at the top of the chart. It is a practical choice, a sensible choice, and a chip that still gets the job done. But once we move to the next option, you start to see a more modern take on gaming performance, especially if efficiency matters to you. And yes, links to all products from this review at the best price are waiting for you in the description under the video. In fourth place, we have this chip, and this is where things start getting more interesting. This processor feels like the kind of part that quietly gets better the longer people live with it. Early impressions were mixed, but after updates and tuning, it has become a much more attractive gaming option, especially for people who want a modern platform without overspending. The big appeal here is efficiency mixed with snappy game performance. You are getting strong single-core behavior, modern platform support, and a design that runs at a much lighter power target than the bigger Intel chip in this list. In practice, that means a build that is easier to cool, easier to tune, and often just easier to live with. For someone putting together a clean, focused gaming setup, that matters more than people sometimes realize. It is like choosing a lighter sports car over a heavier muscle car. Both can be fast, but one feels more effortless. Still, there is only so far a 6-core chip can go in a ranking like this. Against the 8-core options above it, and especially against the dedicated gaming monster at number 1, this processor simply has less room to stretch. It is good, but it is not the one you pick when you want to squeeze every last frame out of a high-end graphics card. It also gives up some versatility next to stronger, all-around chips in this group. So, who is this for? This is for the gamer who wants strong modern performance, better efficiency, and a smart entry point into a newer platform. In my experience, this is the kind of chip that makes a lot of sense in a balanced build. And if you are willing to spend a bit more for extra breathing room, the next processor on this list is where that payoff starts to show. If you are enjoying the review so far, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. In third place, we have this chip, and this is where the ranking starts to feel genuinely competitive. This processor sits in a very nice middle ground. It is clearly more capable than the 6-core option below it, but it also avoids the power-heavy approach of the big Intel flagship. That makes it one of those parts that feels easy to recommend to a lot of people. What I like about it is the balance. You get 8 cores, solid boost speed, low default power, and strong gaming behavior that improved enough over time for reviewers to now call it a great alternative gaming pick. That is a meaningful shift. It tells you this chip aged into its role nicely. Compared with the 9600X, you get more headroom and a more comfortable fit for gamers who also want a little extra confidence for heavier workloads on the side. But there is one obvious limitation. and it is a big one in a gaming ranking. It does not have the extra stacked cache that gives the top AMD gaming part its special edge. That means while this processor is strong and sensible, it is not the one that makes enthusiasts lean forward in their chairs and say, "Yep, that is the one." Compared with the A9 above it, it also gives up some brute force multi-use muscle, even if it counters with much better efficiency. Who should consider it? I would point this one at the gamer who wants a very balanced system, values lower power use, and does not need the last word in gaming performance. It is a strong all-rounder. But when we move into second place, we leave balance behind and step into raw horsepower. In second place, we have this chip, and this one is all about brute force. If the previous processor felt smart and efficient, this one feels like opening the garage and seeing a giant engine sitting there just waiting to roar. This processor is extremely fast, and if you want one machine to handle gaming and serious heavy work, it still makes a very strong case for itself. On paper, it looks almost outrageous. Huge core count, massive thread count, and boost speed that reaches up to 6.0 GHz. In actual use, that translates into excellent gaming performance and much stronger productivity headroom than the AMD chips below it in this ranking. So, if you are not just gaming but also editing, rendering, or pushing demanding workloads, this processor can feel like a two-in-one answer. That is where it really shines. Now for the downside, and this is the reason it stops at number 2. For pure gaming, it just does not do enough to beat the X3D chip. Reviews have been pretty clear that the generational gaming uplift was small, and AMD's gaming-focused cache design still keeps the lead. On top of that, this part is far more demanding in power, which can mean more heat, more cooling pressure, and a build that feels less elegant if gaming is your only real goal. Great? Absolutely. Best for gaming here? Not quite. So who is this really for? This is for the person who wants a monster desktop that games hard and works even harder. If your PC wears a lot of hats, this chip makes a ton of sense. But if your heart is set on gaming first and you want the processor in this group that seems built almost entirely for that purpose, then the final stop in this ranking is where you want to be. And here we are, number 1. This chip takes the top spot because it understands the assignment better than anything else in this group. It is not trying to be everything for everyone. It is trying to be exceptional at gaming, and that focus is exactly why it wins. The magic is in that huge cache. That extra gaming-focused cache helps feed data to the CPU in a way that many games absolutely love. And the result is a processor that has been widely praised as the gaming chip to beat. What is especially impressive is that it does this without needing the kind of core count or power appetite you see from the i9. It is a reminder that more is not always better. Sometimes smarter is better. Sometimes focused is better. And for gaming, that is exactly what happened here. Of course, no part is perfect. If you spend more time on heavy production work than gaming, the i9 can still look more tempting because it simply has more brute force resources. And if you want the newest standard Ryzen design rather than an X3D specialist, the 9700X has a cleaner all-around profile. But once the conversation is centered on gaming, this chip keeps pulling ahead because that's what it was born to do. So who should buy it? Anyone building a gaming-first PC and wanting the best performer from this list should put this at the top of the shortlist. In my experience, this is the kind of processor that makes the whole build feel purposeful, like every part is working toward the same goal. And honestly, that is the perfect place to land in a ranking like this. Check out the top picks using the links in the description under the video. And if this ranking helped you narrow down the right gaming CPU, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.